with you a little secret ingredient that is sometimes not what you probably think, actually, missing from many entrepreneurs' marketing. You ready? It's one word: confidence. And so I share this with you today because this is something that I have worked hard on myself. So I'm sharing from my own experience, but also with the landscaping that we live in, the world that we live in with virtual reality, with social media, with the online space. It's a jungle out there and we can get lost. And what I'm finding more and more, the more that I meet with entrepreneurs, especially solopreneurs, is that one piece, that ingredient that's really missing. And it's self assurance and confidence. And when you can build this muscle, because it really is a muscle, it can completely change your business, your life. So, both personally and professionally. But for purposes of today's short training, we're going to talk about how this can really revolutionize your business. Okay. So, if you are brand new to my world, welcome. My name is Ginna. I'm the CEO and founder of Hype Media, stylishly branded, and our fun passion project, Style Rebel Mama. And we work with established business owners, personal brands, business brands, experts, coaches, consultants, professional service providers to help you ignite your visibility on social media so that you can connect with your ideal clients, make a bigger impact, and bottom line, make more money. And so, one of the things that, like I said, I find a lot, especially with my own coaching and consulting clients, is that we really need to build that confidence muscle. And when you do, it really changes how you show up and how people find you because you're actually showing up. And many times, the reason why we're not showing up is not only because we may not know what to say, we may not know what to post, we may not know, what kind of videos to put out there, but we're also not confident enough in ourselves in showing up. So here's the thing: as an entrepreneur, having confidence in yourself and in your business, it's going to be essential for your success. Like, you cannot take that ingredient, which is the main ingredient. So, like, if you're baking a cake, the main ingredient is flour. If you don't have flour, you don't have a cake, right? Unless you're using some sort of substitute. We're not going to get into all that. Same thing with marketing your business. If you don't have confidence, it's going to be really, really difficult for you to grow and scale your business. And so, your confidence can really be the difference between a successful marketing strategy that gets your message, your product, your offers, your services noticed, or one that is going to completely fall flat. And I don't think that you're in business for your products, services, and offers to fall flat, right? Because then you don't really have a business. And if you're not making sales, you don't have a business. But if you're not marketing yourself, you're not going to make sales and you're not going to have a business. So I want to share with you how entrepreneurs, just like yourself, just like myself, can use our self assurance to create effective marketing strategies, build relationships with our potential clients and customers, and really stand out in a crowded market. And it is a crowded market, but here's what I believe too. And this is from my own experience and my passion for teaching people how to really show up as a personal brand, is when you use your own self-confidence, you're going to reach new heights of success, and you absolutely don't have any competition. Instead, you have more people to collaborate with. So I work with, in my own industry, the same type of experts as myself. And we are not competitive with each other because we are showing up as a brand. We have identified ourselves as a personal brand within our business. And that's part of the confidence that you have, right? So that's the importance around this. But in addition to that, it's going to give you courage to take risks in your business and in life. But again, we're going to stay on the business path for today's training. It's going to push your boundaries. It's going to make you do bold decisions, like showing up boldly, like asking people, hey, are you in or are you not? I don't have time to waste, right? How you show up on your sales calls, how you build relationships, strong relationships with your competition, which actually becomes collaborators with you. And so that's what confidence can do for you. Okay. So I'm going to share with you a few tips on how to really build this muscle. And I really do this from my heart because I was that person that shied away, even though I'm an extrovert. I shied away from the camera. I shied away from, sharing my own personal stories on social media, even talking about them to people. I shared away from creating offers that I'm passionate about because I know that they help people, they make transformations, they bring results. And it wasn't until I built this confidence muscle, and it's taken me like really my entire life. Even growing up as a dancer, competitive dancer, where I had to be on stage, I didn't really have the confidence. And that's really where all of this passion stems from, is because I remember that little girl. I remember the little girl that, hid from making mistakes or wanted everything to be perfect. I remember the little girl that would sweat when, my eyes like laser focused on my dad in the audience. It was all about confidence. I remember that little girl that, maybe told lies because I wanted to pretend that I was somebody else. And so this is something that it's been a journey for me, huge difference in how my business has grown to where it is today. And so that's really where this comes from. So, some ways that your self assurance can help you build relationships with potential clients and customers. Okay. Here's the thing, if you don't have confidence in yourself, it's going to be harder for you to approach people and start to build relationships with people that you know that you could probably help, right? That you can serve, that you can make a bigger impact with. And so when you build this confidence muscle, when you are more self assured in yourself, you're going to be able to also build more trust and establish credibility, which is going to lead you into more sales opportunities for your business. And so you want to really be focused on making sure that you're boosting your own self confidence. It's so easy, especially in today's world. And if you are using the online space as your main marketing vehicle, it's really easy to bring yourself down and to have that really negative self talk because there's a lot of what you may consider rejection happening, right? You don't get enough engagement on a post. Not many people react on it. Not many people comment. Oh, they must not care about me. I must not be good enough. People aren't clicking when you ask them to click somewhere. Maybe now you're thinking that, you're not good enough. They don't see you as an expert, right? So all of these things happen to us day in and day out. And many of us, if we don't build and we don't focus on building our self confidence, this is going to keep us down and it's not going to help you grow or scale. So, being hyper focused and being able to build that self confidence, and it may not be something that you can do on your own, honestly. Like, this is why there are coaches like myself and consultants and experts. These are the reasons why. So, find support if you need the support, right? When you can build that confidence muscle, you present yourself with authority in your field. And so that's going to also demonstrate your expertise. So the more confident that you are in yourself, the more opportunities are going to happen, the more doors open because people are now seeing you, they are finding you. And that's going to involve developing skills like public speaking, networking, storytelling, which is one of my favorite ways to create content, right? Is to really storytell and give a lot of examples and share transformations and results. It's not about being, you know, egotistical. It's not about that at all. That's also a mindset shift that must happen. Another way to build this confidence muscle is going to be to stay up to date on your industry, right? So if you're like living in like from 10 years ago and you're not up to date with your industry trends, You're not going to have the knowledge to feel confident to answer questions when you're on sales calls, to to answer objections when you're on sales calls or when you are speaking or networking, right? And so when you're able to boost this self-confidence, you again can build relationships, which is an essential part of having a successful marketing strategy and campaign. All right, so here's some ways that you can do this, like starting now, and maybe you need to take some baby steps, but some really simple ways. Okay. And this is also part of a marketing strategy. So, number one, showcase your expertise by demonstrating your knowledge and your experience by sharing testimonials, reviews, case studies, your own personal experience helping a client. Many people, and I've done this myself, and my own coaches have been like, Ginna, why aren't you sharing more of your results? And I'm like, well, because I do sign non disclosures and vice versa. And so I felt like if I can't share my client's name, then I can't share their testimonial or a review or a case study. And that is so not the truth. So share story, do storytelling in your own perspective. You don't need to have actual people's names or to dish out people's names in order to share your results. Okay. So showcase your expertise. Share when you are speaking somewhere, when you are being interviewed, if you're on a podcast, if you guest blog post, things like that. If somebody gives you a shout out, share those things. Number two is you want to be personable. Okay, so show your client or your ideal clients that you care by being friendly, by engaging in conversations with them. And this is especially true on social media. Social media is meant to be social. So if you feel like maybe not feeling worthy enough because nobody is seeing your content, nobody's engaging, take some inventory as to your behaviors on social media. Are you engaging? Are you being personable? Or are you just sharing your offers and hoping that people run to you? It doesn't work that way. So be personable, be a human being. And number three, which I already mentioned, is to stay up to date with your industry news, trends, so that you can confidently answer objections and address any doubts that people have when you are pitching your offers, your services, and your products. All right. Number two is having confidence is going to help you stand out in a crowded market because you're going to be able to utilize effective marketing strategies like video, okay, to share and spread your message of what you do and the problems you solve. You're also going to be able to create really strong marketing campaigns, like bold marketing campaigns. And that's going to really help you stand out from the crowd and really show up as a personal brand. So, here are some tips on how to do this, okay, on how to boost your self confidence. Number one, and I do this all of the time. And sometimes, like, I'll get somebody in my house saying, what did you say? And I'm like, oh, I'm just talking to myself. Practice positive self talk, like, literally talk to yourself. Okay. If you don't have a morning routine, this is a great time to create one and write down affirmations, things that you tell yourself, say them out loud, speak positively to yourself, do it in front of the mirror, even, right? That's one of the best ways I feel personally to read my affirmations is to do it in front of the mirror. Number two is just be realistic about your goals. Okay. Set realistic, achievable goals that will help you move forward one step at a time. Instead of trying to go from A to Z, try to go A to B. And so, again, I feel like being in the space where social media, you know, we're constantly on it, and it's a place where we do compare ourselves with many people, many experts that do the same things that we do. It's really easy to not set realistic goals. Like, we think, oh, well, they're doing this, so I can do the same. It doesn't really work that way. People go through their own journey to get to where they are today. And so we have to be realistic that this is a journey. Now, you can close that gap, right? The length of time that journey takes you. And that's where you hire support, you work with an expert, things like that. But you need to realize it's still a journey. Number three is get organized. Being organized is going to alleviate so much stress, and it's going to give you the confidence to take on certain tasks that you cannot delegate for anybody else. Specifically in my business, being organized with a content marketing strategy is so important. When I'm coaching and consulting my clients inside of my masterminds, it's one of the things that they're probably sick of hearing from me. And it's really having a plan and staying organized, because when we're not organized, we just don't do the things. And then we get distracted on the things that we shouldn't be doing and that aren't going to help move the needle. So, number 3 is be organized. Number 4 is take your time. Don't rush through things. And I'm one to do this. Like, I'll come up with an idea and, I'll send it to my assistant and say, this is what we're doing. And she's like, whoa, where did this come from? Next thing you know, there's like a landing page ready and all that. But you know what? That took time away from me actually speaking to other humans. So I myself can tell you that I many times don't take my time. But when I do, I realize it makes such a difference in my confidence, in how I move forward with my business. And number 5 is focus on your strengths. So stop focusing on the things that you feel like you have failed at, okay? A failure is actually a closer step to achieving something. We have to fail in order to get better at something. And what we do many times is we focus on the negative instead of on the positive. So focus on your strengths and give yourself gratitude for those, and give yourself grace too. And so if you take stock of your strengths, your skills, your successes, think about where you were 10 years ago compared to where you are now, rather than focusing on where you wish you were. You will get there, but focusing on your strengths is going to help you. And so when you can focus on boosting your self-confidence in these ways, you're going to also be able to, like I said, create effective marketing strategies that are going to draw attention to your products, to your services, to your offers, so that you can stand out in the crowd. All right. So I'm going to do a quick little recap for this. So in case you are just hopping on or maybe watching this on the replay, and by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below, because I will come back and I will answer them all. And so what we're talking about today are the main key ingredient for a winning marketing strategy, and it's not what you think, and that is confidence. And so when you have the confidence in yourself and in your business, which is essential for success, you're going to be able to have the courage to take risks, to push your boundaries, to make bold decisions, to show up as a personal brand, okay, with your creative marketing strategies. And so, quick tips on how you can build this self-confidence, or at least work on building that muscle of self-confidence. Okay. So, number 1 is practice positive self-talk. Speak positively to yourself in the mirror. Read some affirmations daily. Okay. Take time for yourself in the morning to do that. Number 2, set realistic goals. Realistic and achievable goals that you can move forward with one step at a time, rather than trying to leap and take shortcuts, because it doesn't work. You're going to just go backwards. Number 3 is get organized. Have a plan, get organized. It's going to alleviate stress, and it's going to give you the confidence to take on tasks with ease, and also to take on the right tasks, right? The ones that you can't absolutely delegate on anyone else, like showing up on video. Number 4 is take your time. Don't rush. Don't skip steps. Don't skip building foundational steps in your business, like having an actual marketing strategy and a plan that supports that strategy, and showing up as a personal brand. And number 5 is focus on your strengths, not focusing on your failures, or maybe not thinking that your failures are failures. How about thinking of them more as learning lessons and then learning from them, and focusing on your strengths, your skills, your successes, where you were 10 years ago compared to where you are now. So by doing these things, you're going to be able to boost your self-confidence, Create effective marketing strategies that are going to draw attention to your products, offers, and services. Be more bold and actually show up as the brand and the leader and the thought leader so that people can find you and trust you. Okay. I'll see you then. And until then, remember to stay social. Bye, guys.